Hello, everyone. It's good to be back. I hope everybody had a great Christmas and a Happy New Year celebration. You guys know the drill by now. What we like to do is do a song or something while you're getting your comments ready because your comments are a part of the show. We like to read them aloud. At some point, we plan on inviting some of you on the show to speak live with us. I don't know when that'll be, but eventually we're going to try to get that going. Also, we're looking at doing a caption contest at some point where I draw a cartoon and then you guys fill in the caption, and the contest winner will get to buy Joe Dan lunch. No, I'm just kidding. A free book, one of my books, calendar. We'll think up some good prizes for you. Anyway, let me play this while you're getting those comments ready so we can read them out loud and you guys can be a part of the show.
If by Rudyard. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but are none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
If you haven't noticed by now, we're Trump fans. I'm cartoonist A.F. Branco, and this is Cartoons Etc. I don't know if I said that at the beginning of the show, but I'm going to bring in my co-host Joe Dan to help me out because I need all the help I can get. Joe Dan, how are you? Help me out here, buddy.
I need help too, man. I need help.
We have a few comments coming in. Look at Rumble's really tearing up over there. So
yeah, they drink a lot over there.
I think so. You got South Carolina girl, Joe Dan Gorman. Oh, never mind. Deplorable dissident.
That's easy for you to say.
I've been drinking too much, I think. But anyway.
This is
what's that? You there?
Yeah.
Oh, you kind of you went Skippy on me. LinkedIn
Skippy.
User, none your business.
Don't ever call me Skippy.
I never. I'll call you Dan before I call you Joe Sippy.
Oh, we got that's such a powerful video. That "If" by Rudyard Kipling,
Yeah,
and you look at those words. You know, he was like born in the 1800s. I think he died in the 1930s.
Yeah,
but they were such smart. You know, we were talking about that earlier. How back in those days they didn't have the media just jamming crap in their face, and for entertainment, you had to use your brain.
Yeah,
and you brought people have to read. You know, whatever. They didn't have that idiot box sitting in front of them.
No, what we were talking about that these people their entertainment was mental stimulation by learning and studying. And like we have a thing on Andrew Jackson coming up about the Fed. But back in those days, because like you said, they didn't have TV, their entertainment was bringing friends over, sitting around the fireplace and discussing politics, discussing government, discussing things, intellectual type things. They read a lot. Today, there's too much entertainment that doesn't mean anything, I think.
We're lazy. Our brains are lazy. We don't have to think. You just sit there like a freaking zombie and
yeah. Let them do the thinking for you.
Yeah.
Right. I got to pull up my cartoons here. But we have a few cartoons and I forgot to load up the deal here, but I'm going to do it right now.
Well, that's all right. We'll have a contest. We'll have a spelling bee.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
No, you can't use your spell check.
Oh man.
See, we even have, talking about the difference between back then, that was like the 1800s, early 1900s. It had no damn spell check. It's called a dictionary.
Yeah.
And then, do you remember going to the library before computers when you had the card catalogs? That was like, I'd check out a book, but I get frustrated with the card catalog. Like,
right.
I can't do this. And then I end up owing a fortune. I don't ever want to take it back. Anyway.
I'm going to start presenting some of the I didn't do a lot of cartoons this last couple of weeks because of Christmas and New Year's and all the stuff going on with that.
I told you it wasn't just because you were lazy.
No.
Laziness was not the only reason.
Well, the people I draw cartoons were shut down over the holidays too, so I didn't really have much of an outlet to. I guess I could have put them on my own website, but it was laziness. I'll just say it. Yeah. Holiday spirit, spending time with family, that kind of thing. Here we go. I'm coming. They're coming, guys. Coming. Here we go.
Okay, we'll wait here.
All right. Yeah. Here we go.
And Branco drinks a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is pure vodka right here.
That was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
that was the sneak peek.
That was a sneak peek.
And now it's done snuck.
It done snuck away on me. Actually, I have another cartoon I'll have to show you too here in a minute.
Speaking of the rhinos, you see our wonderful a new fact came out about our wonderful Congress. I saw the rhino thing. It reminded me.
Oh, yeah.
How many days Congress took off in 2023? I want to see some guesses.
20.
How many? Yeah. Yeah. How many days did Congress take off last year? Put your best guesses up there.
Want to say 40? Wow.
Oh man, Nunya come in at 235.
Ooh,
and it's still low.
Oh.
They took off 252 days. 252 days off last year. And then I was talking to my Congressman Mark Green, he didn't have time to do a town hall. So some bitch you took 250 days off. And then he was on another list of one of the people who had the best stock performances. But that's another. Yeah, that list just came out. Yeah, my congressman was number 2 on that list, and he's number 2 on our list now.
Yeah, isn't that amazing how they got that going?
And he came out and he wrote this letter to explain why he had a 122% earning ratio, whatever, 122%. My brain's gone. But he said somebody was picking the stocks for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I said, well, what's his name? I want that guy.
Yeah, he's got a job.
Rate of return, 122% rate of return. That's
wow.
what 122%. He beat Nancy Pelosi.
He beat Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, it's pretty easy to make stock trades based on what you're going to do in the Congress.
Yeah. So he says, "Well, I didn't know any of the stocks. So you accidentally hit the 122% mark."
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Happy New Year, 2024. It's
Well,
Minnesota. That could be Biden too,
Yeah.
actually.
Well, I do a cartoon every week for Minnesota Alpha News Media. You can see it up here in the upper left hand corner if you want to know who I do the cartoon for. Yeah, he's pretty much devastating Minnesota, and you ain't seen nothing yet.
Did they do a new flag? Didn't they do is that the new
Yes,
flag?
they did. Remember, I did a cartoon a few weeks ago.
It looks just like the Somalia flag.
Yeah, there was so much outrage over that Somali looking flag that they changed it again. And if you look at his hat up here, it's kind of like that. They took the green out of it, and it's just blue, white, and light blue, dark blue, and a white star. But they did take the green out of it. It doesn't resemble the Somali flag as much anymore.
Well, what you have here in this cartoon is it's a perfect example of how they can be standing on pure shit that they put together and smile. Look what we did.
Yeah, they don't care.
Like my little grandson who pooped himself. Hey, look what I did. Yeah. Because he can't talk yet, but I know what he can. But they're proud. They're proud of the chaos.
Where's that coming from? Hang on.
What?
Yeah, something all of a sudden engaged on my computer that I thought was off. So anyway, I apologize for that, folks. But you're right. This is they have a complicit media. They know the media is going to hold them.
You know what? The media is more than complicit. I think they're more controlled than people understand.
You're right.
They're more controlled than people realize.
They are a part of them. They are one and the same. The media is the Democrat Party. So when you're watching MSNBC or CNN or any of these shows, you're watching the Democrat Party perspective. And it's not going to include any positive light on conservatives whatsoever.
But you know what? Don't matter anymore. It don't matter. War Room is killing it. It's the #1 news show, and people, the way things are, you can't really know the exact numbers, but you can see results.
Right.
And they're kicking butt. Steve Bannon, he even worked on New Year's Day.
The guy is
the honey badger. He's tough, man.
He what a leader. He's the type of person you just feel like following because he's so smart. He's so he has it all together upstairs, knows how to put things together and lead.
His knowledge of history,
and
it's just amazing. And he's an incredible reader,
right?
And I wish I could read like that. He can read War and Peace and while he's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll be right back. This is a cartoon I did for Swamp Monsters. If you ever want to check out their website, it has George O'Neill Jr. is the one that puts that together. And they have some pretty interesting commentary and articles over there if you want to check them out. But this is the sneak peek. This is my idea of what 2023 has been like and where we're going. So it ought to be interesting. What do you think, Joe Dan? What do you think 2024 is going to be like?
I'm praying a lot.
Okay.
I think it's going to be more craziness. I think there's a chance they will screw up the election, but I also believe I know that Trump's going to be sworn in next year.
Yeah, but the craziness leading up to that, the craziness that's going to happen after he wins, there's going to be riots in the street. You talk about insurrection. you're going to see a real insurrection.
Well, now
And the FBI and the CIA and the media are all going to play a part in that insurrection.
they're doing their best to start a civil war, man.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I mean, they are doing everything they can to provoke it.
Yeah.
And but we'll stay cool at least through this next election. And then I ain't promising nothing.
Well, this cartoon, I tried to, illustrate exactly what they're doing. They claim to be protecting democracy, yet Maine and Colorado have trying to take Trump off the ballot if they haven't already, using lawfare. Basically, they love democracy, but say as long as it listens to them and does what it says, they want them to do. So,
well, I tell you what, you've learned to draw hypocrisy in more ways than anybody else.
I'm coming up with new ways all the time.
You mean it's what they do, but we've actually had some really good news. I can't think of any of it right now, but no, we I knew I should have written those things down.
Well, Trump has won some court battles.
Yeah, and we won some gerrymandering things. The big thing was True the Vote. Catherine Engelbrecht and
Yes.
True the Vote. They beat Mark Elias, Stacey Abrams, and the Biden DOJ down there in Georgia, and that's just shook them up. It shook them up. We're going to get them.
Oh yeah, because I listened a little bit of that interview, and she said, had we not won this, the country would be even in much worse trouble, because then they would just continue to roll over the top of us with elections.
Yeah. And she's a warrior. A lot of people realize that she's been around since you and I started.
Yeah.
And because we were screaming about the stolen elections during the Acorn days. Remember Obama's Acorn and the community organizers?
Yeah. Well, Dinesh D'Souza built a movie around her information, a lot of it. So,
the 2,000 Mules.
Yeah, the 2,000 Mules.
Yeah, they were huge in the production of 2,000 Mules.
Mm-hmm. I have one more cartoon to show. This one, a lot of people are concerned about TikTok, how it's infiltrated the minds of the young people and getting them to think things that are just not true. They're attributing TikTok to a lot of these people protesting in the streets, pro-Hamas, pro-terrorists, anti-Semitism. Trump's a dictator. These young people, because if you look at the actual idea of what is actually happening at the border and Hamas, you can't possibly have a reasonably think that those things are okay. And somehow TikTok is bleeding into these young people.
Would you see those jerks burning down Christmas trees?
Yeah.
No, their asses should have been locked up right then. Then launching balloons at that New York airport to prevent planes from landing and taking off. That's freaking terrorism, man.
That is terrorism. Those kids, whoever did that should be in jail for a while.
Yeah, but New York. And you see, New York, rather than raise hell with Biden and for letting all the illegals in, they've sued all these busing companies from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They're a sanctuary city, except not for you guys.
Can you imagine claiming that the border is secure and that you're doing everything you can, and then when the state tries to stop these people from coming in and try to secure the border themselves, they sue them? That tells you all you need to know about how well they're trying to secure the border.
And then the Biden administration has also sued the state of Texas, I think trying to take it to the Supreme Court or something, so they can cut the wire again.
Yeah. Jeez.
And it's like, you need to get rid of your home security system.
Salty girl over here in Rumble says, useful idiots. That's for sure. That's what they are. That's what
Vladimir Lenin. That's what
these people are.
Man.
Oh, yeah. We got a few comments over here from Fancy, LinkedIn user, none your business. A few more coming in. See, what are we going to see? That see, True the Vote was involved in compiling the data for 2,000 Mules. Yeah, right. We just spoke about that, Fancy. Oh, that was Nenya. Anyway, that pretty much does all the cartoons for this for the current cartoons. I've got some older ones that we'll go through a little bit earlier or later in the programming.
You need a video? Is that what we were
I
getting?
need a video. I need a video.
You know, there was a thing on Family Guy years ago. I don't know exactly when it aired, but it slipped through the centuries. They made an issue out of China's slave labor, and I don't know how this got on there, but let's see, where'd it go?
We'll find it. We got another C.
There it is. It's ready.
Yeah, we got. Okay. Let me see here. I for some reason, not all the comments, people are watching over on LinkedIn and different ones, but the comment section for some reason isn't coming through, and I don't know why. People have complained about it. I've been able to read them in other places.
You know, there's been a lot of reformatting of some of the internal workings of like StreamYard, this program we're using here,
right?
And we'll get somebody to look at them, see what we can fix that.
Okay, let's check out this video.
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, damn. I say, I seem to have sewn a shoe to my hand. May I go to the nurse? Replace him! Ah! Ah! Faster!
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe they had that.
They should have had them making phones. I guess.
Yeah, no kidding. They removed that one. Let's see what else we got in the video. We kind of have a weak selection.
Well, let's. You got the Trump Happy New Year one.
I do.
Let's play that one.
Okay, hold on. Let me. Hold on. It's already up and queued up, I think.
Yeah. All right. There we go.
Don't hurt yourself, but my children are here. They're all here, and I just want to thank everybody. We're going to have a great 2024. We're going to make America great again.
Yeah. You know what? I have that feeling. Great, something amazing. There's going to be a lot of up and down. There's going to be a lot of scary stuff. They're going to try to. They'll do anything. They will do anything to keep Trump off the ballot, to prevent that from happening. But they're not going to succeed. They're not going to succeed. And I feel it. I don't know what it is.
I do too. And I can look at some of the polls that are coming out. They have Trump up by 5, 6 ahead of Biden. Now, you know that if he's up by 5, he's up by a lot more. And that's why
it's a Washington Post poll.
Yeah.
Looks like a newspaper, but it's not.
Remember how he was down by like 3 or 4 or by 10, they say, but it was actually closer than it was in some of these states that he won. He actually won all of them, I think. But
and so everything they do is about, we see original damn deplorable. The chat is working now. They just came through.
All right.
But
there we go.
We got to stay strong. We got to.
Yep. Got working here now.
Oh, that's a nice thumbnail.
Yep. Oh, then we got another one here. SCOTUS needs to end the left unconstitutional mania. Okay.
The states have zero authority over an election at the national federal level, while the left wants to take away the citizens' right to vote for whoever they want to vote for. And that's they want to be China. They want to be like Saddam Hussein. You know, it's amazing. Saddam always got 99% of the vote.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, we were supposed to get China to be more like us, and now we're ending up being more like China. Funny how that worked. Yeah,
I put my foot down the chopsticks. No further.
No further than the chopsticks.
No.
Well, I've got a few more cartoons to show.
Okay.
I'm just going to go through some of I just pulled some random cartoons out. Let me see, older cartoons. And I thought we just comment on them as we go, because they're still kind of relevant.
Relevant.
Relevant. That's it.
We're reveling in our relevance.
Relevance. Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, we used to laugh at those Banana Republics, and now we are one. That was from Nunya. That's right.
All right. I'm going to show our ugly faces up here while we do these cartoons so we can comment on them. Yeah. This is the people who were really cheering for Biden were China, Iran, Antifa.
And that was right when the election was over.
Yeah, right. They were all happy.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed that. Except maybe Biden should also be holding a Death to America.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe a Death to America t-shirt.
That would have topped it. I re-showed this on my social media.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic. And you know, that's a great Grinch. That's one Christmas character I don't care for, the Grinch. The original cartoon version, that was fine. But it's too dark.
Yeah.
And creepy. And that James Carey character, I never watched that because it just looked too dark for me.
I kind of give up on Carey when he came out with that anti-gun thing.
He lost his mind. He went out there and started doing those paintings of Trump. And
why can't
somebody said he got saved.
Maybe, yeah. Well,
I'd like to say, I'd like to see, and a lot of people, there's a lot of people turning to God.
Yeah, a lot of times that comes with a red pill too.
It does, and a lot of people when they're scared.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? If that's your motivation, use it, because that's the way you're gonna be all right. Is you serve. You need to serve. You need to serve.
Well, you get a different perspective when you start listening to the gospel and start reading the gospel, how things put in place. They can't twist the Bible around to where Jesus Christ was actually a communist. Well,
he's a communist poet.
Yeah. So,
who loves flowers.
When he was actually the antithesis of that, which
he was a man's man. You don't go in the temple and kick butt if you're a wimp.
Right.
A poet, you don't see a poet do that very often.
And how often are some of our religious institutions doing the same thing?
They are
that they did back then.
But the thing about Jesus, man, he didn't find a whip. He made one. He made one. I mean, he wasn't playing.
No,
he wasn't playing. But it's true. It's in the Bible.
Yeah.
So
and then here's one that just still irks me about how he's blaming Trump for the border crisis when he actually got on his knees and begged him to come over here practically.
Did you see that on this illegal stuff, what James O'Keefe discovered, that big illegal alien, basically trafficking center in Phoenix?
Oh no.
He went in there with his camera, you know how he does.
Yeah.
And one of the guys there tried to bribe him. Yeah, tried to bribe him to go away and leave him alone. He just came out yesterday.
Oh, I have to see that.
Oh my goodness! And but it was a massive center. They're bringing in buses every hour.
Right.
They come in and go every hour.
Yeah. And this is orchestrated. This is by design. There are reports of Soros people, left-wing people, not just from this country, from other countries, that are organizing this invasion into our country. And I wish people would wake up to it because it's very nefarious.
I think more people are awake. I mean, look at their numbers in their media. Look at they're politically collapsing. Their media is not trusted. Nobody trusts them. And then you look at the people in the cities who've voted Democrats all these years, and they're looking out at piles of crap and junkies and garbage, and people are waking up. It's in their face. It's in everybody's face now.
But
that's
you
what
know, people have been so conditioned to a lot of people, not everybody, not us, not a lot of the people that are watching here, but a lot of people have been, and I know a few of them, have been so conditioned to believe whatever the media tell. They've been conditioned to feel what the media tells them to feel about anything. If a child dies of something over here, that's not that big a deal. If a child dies from something over here that fits their agenda, it's the biggest outrage that ever happened. That's how they manipulate. People are so used to it that a lot of people, like you said, when we were talking about just sitting in front of the TV and just letting them do the thinking.
They just feed your brain.
Right.
Garbage
Absolutely.
in, garbage out. Garbage in,
this cartoon, chicken pox? No, booster shot tracks.
the tracks of my tears.
Okay. I got a couple in here with Steve Bannon in them. I tried to.
Oh my goodness! Look at Bannon up there. That's a good Bannon. In fact, he looks better than he's looked in quite a while. We love Steve Bannon.
I like his hairstyle. It's like he just got out of the shower. If he did that, and then just kind of took his fingers and went through his hair like this.
Yeah, well, I think he just started the War Room Hair Club for Men.
I'm gonna grow mine out and do that, I think.
Yeah,
try
as well.
Yeah. But this is big tech, Facebook, Google, Twitter before Elon and the Democrat Party trying to kill free speech. And then they really went after Breitbart. They've gone after Bannon too. So
yeah.
Oh, and our favorite lady here.
She's scary looking in cartoons and real life, ain't she?
Well, this actually does her better than real life.
Well, at least you can blame a cartoonist on this one.
Yeah.
You know, she looks in the mirror, she can't blame a cartoonist.
I know. We got to be more confrontational.
Yeah.
Chauvin trial, yeah.
Chauvin trial. That's what they did. How long? That's 2018.
That's 2018. That's or 2021.
Oh, 2021. What was I looking at? A Flag and Cross. Flag and Cross is another one of your clients too, right?
Oh, Flag and Cross. They didn't go out of business. They just stopped using the cartoons. They changed their itinerary, but they now have Patriot Depot, which I sell a lot of my products through them. So they're still in business. If you go to Patriot Depot and want to buy one of my books or any of my products, you can always go there. My calendar, I think they have a few calendars left if you want to check it out. Oh boy. Critical race theory. Judge not by the content of his character, but by the color of his skin. Kind of a reversal of the Martin Luther King.
You know, and that brings up that Harvard lunatic.
Yeah.
And then not just her, the whole system.
Yeah.
Harvard, you know, she's plagiarized so many people, but they're blaming racism. Yeah. And so to punish her, they're letting her keep her $1 million salary. Okay, it's like $900,000.
Yeah, what is that? People struggling to pay off their student loans, and you have staff on there. Heck, Elizabeth Warren was making $400,000 just as a part-time job at Cornell or someplace. I mean, these people are getting a lot of money to brainwash your children into communism, and I don't.
You know, we got we have a generation of brainwashed people teaching a new generation now.
Right.
I mean, they've been doing it that long. When I was going to the University of Arizona in the early 80s, man, it was so liberal. I made the mistake of saying, you know, I like Reagan, and I had my Southern accent. I made a lot of friends among those staff.
I made that same mistake. I had a communist professor teaching what was it, business. I was taking a business class in international business. A communist, a self-avowed communist. He didn't hide it. He talked about how great he was as a communist.
business.
Yeah, teaching international business. And he knew I liked Reagan. In fact, I drew a picture of him in my, I worked really hard on this essay, on this report. And I, because I'm a cartoonist, I also illustrated it. And I drew him, and I drew Reagan, and I drew all these things, supporting my argument for conservative thought. Well, and I showed it to a lot of people and said, "Oh, this is awesome. This is great. This is a great paper." I turned it in. He gave me a C-, and he handed it to me personally with a smirk on his face. I knew then that kids are in trouble if they show.
Yeah, and because those college professors are lunatics, man.
I know.
I mean, and then you look how the scores have been, like in the. I saw a graph the other day, and like in the 40s, the 30s, 40s, 50s, and before. We got an emergency going on here. Well, then, I'm not sure what's happening. We can't hear you. Well, hey, hi guys. I have no controls, so. Let's see. We'll read some comments. Interesting to hear about your communist teachers. Yeah, they're. I had to quit. I had to get out of that stuff. Wardrobe malfunction. Yeah. KW Condor says Branco had a wardrobe malfunction. That's probably right. I thought I saw a nipple. I hope not. Let's see. Yeah, this is no pressure. Let's see if we can find something we can talk about. Well, does anybody else out there find it weird that you got all these billionaires and now they're building these fancy underground bunkers? Was that just me? Yes, just you. Okay, thanks. This is well, this is a bizarre thing. Well, okay. Let's see what else we got. I can't even play a video because he has the controls over there. There he is. His microphone's off. We've come completely discombobulated here. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Do you hear me? Branco, do you hear me? Nod yes or no. Yes, you hear me. Well, won't you play that? We got a video that in the second position of President Jackson. He vetoed the first attempt of the Fed of several decades before we actually got stuck with it. But this is how smart they were. We were talking about how smart, these previous generations were, and we're idiots compared to them. But if you can hear me, play number 2, that Andrew Jackson thing. We can't hear you. Your mic is not working. Just play the video. Sir, please.
Of President Andrew Jackson in a message vetoing the Bank of the United States.
Is there no danger to our liberty and independence in a bank that in its nature has so little to bind it to our country? The president of the bank has told us that most of the state banks exist by its forbearance. Should its influence become concentrated in the hands of a self-elected directory whose interests are identified with those of the foreign stockholders, will there not be cause to tremble for the purity of our elections in peace and for the independence of our country in war? Their power would be great whenever they might choose to exert it, but if this monopoly were regularly renewed every 15 or 20 years on terms proposed by themselves, they might seldom in peace put forth their strength to influence elections or control the affairs of the nation. But if any private citizen or public functionary should interpose to curtail its powers or prevent a renewal of its privileges, it cannot be doubted that he would be made to feel its influence.
See?
Yeah, you can hear me now, right?
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, it wasn't a live TV.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
what the hell? I wasn't even ready to say anything, and suddenly I had to say everything.
yeah. Yeah,
Damn it.
my green screen behind me just collapsed. And I have it bolted up, it just gave out. And then
And then you yank the plug loose,
I yanked the plug loose.
accidentally
So,
kicked the dog and knocked over a cup of
well,
coffee.
I didn't accidentally kick the dog that time.
It wasn't an accident.
That wasn't an accident. No, I had to kick something. Tony, Tony's back. Woohoo! So anyway, what we were doing was we were going through these cartoons before I was so rudely interrupted by myself. A lot of people still think, and I think, and a lot of people don't understand that the Biden administration is run by the Obama administration.
That's a perfect thing, and
Yeah.
that does look like that Jeff Dunham,
Yeah.
a puppet. The feet.
Yeah, it's one and the same. I mean, the only interruption they had was Trump. Trump impeded that whole thing.
You know what? That's why you got to sit back and say, the United States was the only country ever to be founded on the freedoms from God.
Yeah.
And that's what we were talking about, when they took that first official action in 1947 to separate America from God. We've been going downhill ever since. Here we are, 76 years later.
Well, your intellectual frog leg video that you just came out with goes into that, doesn't it? Quite a bit.
Oh yeah. And but there was so much I didn't get into. That was probably the biggest thing. They redefined the First Amendment in 1947. This judge who had been in the KKK, he hated Catholics, had an anti-religion bias, and so they redefined the First Amendment. You go do a Google search for the biggest events or the major events of 1947.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even mentioned. It's not even mentioned. It didn't even. It barely. I don't think got a blip in the news cycle at that time. Because I was talking to my Aunt Jane before she passed away. We discussed it. She never heard anything about it.
It took a while for all these schools to really capitulate to it. It took lawsuits after that.
It was slow. And then it turns out, it never existed until 1947. But since 1947, it cannot be breached. The wall.
Right.
How about the wall of separation?
The wall that was there to keep government out of religion, they turned it around and made it so that you had to keep religion out of government.
Yeah, it was never intended. That was, Thomas Jefferson used the wall as a metaphor in his letter to the Danbury Baptist because they were concerned about it. He said, no, it's like a wall, and the government can't get through it to your church.
Right.
But it had, and everybody knows it did not mean we could not have our Christian values in our government. That was not the point. Christian values were the point of our government.
Right.
I mean, the First Amendment, even above freedom of speech, is religious freedom. That was not an accident. Like 140, 150 years before we became a country, they were already coming over here because of religious freedom.
Right.
Because they had the Church of England. Those people were a bunch of idiots, and but anyway.
Well, they were suppressed. They were oppressed and suppressed.
They just weren't allowed to worship. They wanted to worship. Yeah,
weren't allowed to do weren't allowed to exercise their religion, and so they found a place over here. And then we kind of built our government around the idea of religious or freedom of religion and speech. Then at some point, they reversed the very law that was supposed to protect our religious freedoms and freedom of speech and turned it to attack religion and freedom of speech. And they're doing the same thing right now with freedom of speech.
It says Congress shall make no law. Congress shall make no law. So, we'll let the judges make a law. No bullshit. I'm sorry.
Hey, sometimes there's just no other word for it.
That slipped.
Uh,
It's maddening. But you know what the thing is? If we could overturn that, and for people who don't understand, they totally use lawfare. They brought in an external document so they could say the Constitution said what they wanted it to say. They could not find the words in the Constitution, so they pulled out this letter to the Danbury Baptists.
yeah.
But if we could overturn Roe v. Wade, we can overturn that Everson versus the Board of Education.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go.
I agree. I agree. And we need to get to work. So, you know what? I hope that people, if Trump wins this next election and we win,
not if
it all happens to where, and he's president, I hope we don't rest on our laurels, because a lot of times people, we won. Okay. Everything's back to.
There'll be no laurel resting.
No,
we've learned a lesson.
We need to keep
a major lesson.
Once Trump's in there, we need to keep on fighting and keep shoring it up and getting the sandbags out for the flood of insanity that's going to come about, because he is president. You think they were bad before. Now they're exposed. So I don't know what they're going to do. I am worried about him. And
we keep praying. We keep praying. I'm telling you, there's strength there. There's strength there. But now, with all this Epstein stuff, you can't believe all the crap you hear, because they're like saying, well, Jimmy Kimmel's on the list, all this, and they're not.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is I have a clip here from some news coverage of how Donald Trump kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago.
Let's look at that.
So that's number 3. Go full screen.
Okay, I'm going to do full screen.
One best-selling crime writer is also turning heads with a new book that reveals the Mar-a-Lago owner actually kicked out South Florida financier Jeffrey Epstein. The incident allegedly took place at Mar-a-Lago back in 1999. One chapter in the book, Filthy Rich, details how Epstein was a regular at the club, but that all ended when a member's young daughter complained to her wealthy father. While relaxing at Mar-a-Lago, she had been approached and invited out to Epstein's house. The girl said that she had gone and that Epstein had tried to get her to undress. The girl's father had gone directly to Trump, who, in no uncertain terms, told Epstein that he was barred from Mar-a-Lago. That's all in Chapter 33 of the book. Epstein later served just 13 months in county jail after pleading guilty to procuring minors for prostitution, and the reasons are a large part of that book.
Interesting. Some could say that Trump was coming to the defense of a young girl. Others might say he was trying to save his revenue and keep a wealthy member or customer happy. Either way, the story goes, Donald Trump kicked a predator out of the Mar-a-Lago club there.
Something you don't hear, something nice that you don't always hear on these entertainment type websites.
Yeah, this new book is just coming out. We'll keep.
That was awesome, though, man.
That is.
And then they're trying to. They're using AI. They're doing all these things. Say, look, Trump and Epstein were big buddies. There's even one AI that's so bad it has them on a couch, and Epstein doesn't even have any legs.
I saw that.
And Trump has 3 arms. It's like.
But what they're trying to do now is they're trying to say that Trump received $8 million from the Chinese government, $8 million, but they don't tell you what that is really about.
Oh yeah,
they say they gave Trump put in, or they rented his hotels, and they spent $8 million renting his hotels. And then Trump turned around and turned that back into the Treasury, but they leave that part completely out.
Yeah, they leave a lot of stuff out. But what the most ridiculous part that they're doing here, they're trying to make moral equivalence of Trump selling freaking shrimp cocktails in a motel room to people in his legitimate business. Absolutely. To Hunter Biden selling his dad's name and whatever else, But they're trying to say, oh, that's the same. It's no big deal,
But that just shows you exactly how rotten they are. I mean, they're exposing their rottenness. Look
what Trump's being prosecuted for, saying the election was stolen, and what was the other one? Overvaluing a property that he paid off in full.
when the place next door to it, practically what 2 lots down, was worth twice as much as what he said his was worth. So there's just so much of that.
Yeah, and another thing you're going to notice, every one of these big media companies, when they're talking about the Epstein crap, and don't spend too much time on that, but you'll notice there's always a picture of Trump. They always put a picture of Trump.
And he had nothing to do with the island. He had nothing to do with the island.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. Deflection.
Let's see what else we got in the this is your captain speaking. I'd like to give a big shout out to United Airlines Affirmative Action Program for my new job. That's a good one. And that's true. I mean, look at Kamala Harris. Look at that Harvard professor. You got idiots.
Everything's checking a box. It's not about merit. We can't have a country. We can't have a strong United States of America without a meritocracy.
Yeah, but did you see that new Biden ad? They came out with their first campaign ad.
Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing about any policy or anything. It's all about saving democracy and those evil MAGA people.
Democracy. Remember my cartoon from earlier today I showed? Their idea of democracy is them getting their way. If they don't get their way, then you're killing democracy. Why don't we read a couple of comments over here on Rumble? We haven't touched South Carolina girl. OMG, Tony, you drew her perfectly. Is that a photo? I was probably talking about what's her name? Who is it that I had up there? Maxine Waters.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, they don't even know what the word democracy means. Well, see, they use
No.
words that are vague. You know, and everything's vague so they can wiggle out like climate change.
Well, actually, democracy is mob rule. And the only thing that protects us against democracy is our constitutional republic. And they've been trying, Democrats have been trying to subvert that notion for a long time and confuse people on what our country is. We are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic, because democracy ends up being 2 wolves and a sheep deciding what's for dinner.
Yeah, and Clay Higgins, he's one of my favorite congressmen.
Mm-hmm.
And he put up on his website, on his Twitter account yesterday.
Yeah.
And I can't seem to find. But anyway, he had a meeting with Trump, and the word. I think I sent that. I think I got it right here. One question. He says, "Have faith, America." He says, "First business day of 2024," and it has a picture of Clay shaking Trump's hand.
Oh,
yeah. A very productive meeting with President Trump at his private office at Mar-a-Lago. Have faith, America.
Awesome.
I like that guy.
He's a warrior, and we need warriors more than anything right now.
Yeah. And, he's one of the few alpha males over there.
Mm-hmm.
And we need that. That's what we need.
This cartoon's touching on the global warming thing. It's funny how kind of global warming goes away during the winter.
And none you brought up Vivek. And he's doing some good work for the MAGA movement here.
Yes.
He's getting topics out there that would not otherwise be heard, like when he's talking to the CNN and these others. Mm-hmm. Do I want him? Do I trust him? No. He's got to earn my trust. But you know what? As far as I'm concerned right now, he's been a net positive. Because he's not a threat to Trump. He's not attacking Trump.
No, he's not. And I think he's trying to help Trump because he knows his chances are very slow.
I think that's the case. I think he'd like to be in the Trump administration. And you know what? He's a smart guy, man, and he can talk.
Right.
He can tell the story.
Yeah, he's very articulate when he wants to bring a point home. He can.
Well, he's no Ron DeSantis.
Yeah.
Boy, you talking about somebody cooking his own goose. I mean, Ron has Bud Lighted himself.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure. Yes. Oh, there's another Bannon cartoon.
oh, that's an older one,
Yeah, that's great.
2017.
Yeah.
He was a lot thinner then,
Yeah.
weren't we all?
Yeah. His hairstyle is still the same, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Good old story.
don't forget to visit the War Room Hair Club for Men.
This is I brought up an old cartoon from
Oh, that was perfect. Oh, that was perfect. I love that.
Yeah.
You know, I picked up you ever go to the Army surplus?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Years ago. I
They had,
haven't been in a while.
an air raid siren I picked up real cheap, and I like to screw with my neighbors. Anyway,
This is 2017. The Obama legacy. He did.
you know what? That damn thing got flipped back over with Biden when they stole
it
the
sure
election.
did.
It sure did. Maybe they could work that out to redo that somehow. But we just bust the glass. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, he moved the embassy over to Jerusalem.
Exactly.
And this is I'm going to end.
I remember that one. I remember when that one came out. He's always been a fighter, and he's a fighter now. Did you see the schedule? He just released his schedule for the next few days in Iowa.
Man,
it's like so busy. I mean, but that's what he does. Boom, boom, boom.
That's his thing.
I'm telling you, man, I swear, I believe there's divine providence involved here.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Do you have an ending song for us to end on?
I think we might have. How about? I really was ill prepared. My son came over today and brought my grandson.
Oh, fun.
And anyway, and he said, well, I hope he doesn't poop because we forgot his diaper bag. Okay, so anyway, I didn't think anything of me and him. He loves sitting in my chair here with me.
Mm-hmm.
And we were sitting there, and I'm like, I think he just passed his expiration date or something.
Oh, that's great.
He has me back. He's not that cute anymore.
Before we go, remember you had that Kamala Harris one.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we need to show it. And I'll tell you why, because if there's any doubt that these people are Marxists, listen to her. Listen.
If you can
listen.
say, and don't worry, it's not long. It's not. Yeah. It won't cause
it's not very long
or anything like that.
And while we're playing that, we'll bring up. We'll get ready to do an ending song that's titillating. Here we go.
Suggest often everybody should get the same thing.
Okay, first she said she's talking about equality. I don't know if y'all can hear it. The volume's no. So here we go.
Equality suggests often everybody should get the same thing. Well, that often assumes everybody started out in the same place, as opposed to equity, which is everyone should end up in the same place. And if you then understand not everybody started out in the same place, you understand some people need more. So we all end up in the same place.
Do you have that Karl Marx quote?
Let me see if I popped it up here. To each his own ability, to each his own needs, according to each, or from each according to his ability, to each according to his needs.
She just said, the difference between equality and equity. Well, somebody may have been disadvantaged, so they need more, and we'll decide. Actually, I think I do have a decent song here.
But it's amazing how they're just coming out and telling you that they're Marxists now, because that's what equity is all about. It's the end of So you could work your ass off your whole life, but somebody that's lazy and doesn't want to work gets the same outcome. How does that? I mean, that's just it's amazing how they come out with this.
All right, I was getting the videos. Yeah, they don't care. They don't try to hide it anymore. Look what they're doing. They don't even pretend.
No.
So we've got a live version. Once again, we're gonna go back to the Doobie Brothers.
Absolutely.
And it's a live performance of Taking It to the Streets. And that's what we're doing. We're taking it to the streets.
Right on. Well, I want to thank everybody for showing up today. And I apologize for the technical difficulties that we had. Hey, but that's live TV.
We'll refund your tickets.
Yeah, you get your money
I'm
back.
sorry, Branco will refund, and you got to pay me extra. You left me sitting here. I couldn't control anything. Just okay. Let me say something. No pressure. No
pressure. Thank you. If I didn't get to all the comments today, I will go back and try to read as many of them as possible. But you guys have been great. Love the comments. Thank you, Nancy Tales, Deplorable Dissident, South Carolina Girl, Original.
Nana Vicky. Yeah, we got South Carolina Girl.
Yep.
And
Mex Aryan. How do you pronounce that? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to mess up these things, but Deplorable Dissident. Mex Arang. How do you say that? Over there on Rumble. Mex.
What are you?
Ayan. Mex Ayan. It's in the green.
Mexian.
Well,
Mex comes around a lot. Why just say Mex? Mex is
Mex.
easy.
Okay, Mex. Thanks, Mex.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to start this song. See you next week, Thursday, 9:00 Eastern time.
Peace out. Go watch Frog Legs.
Yeah, intellectualfroglegs.com. His new video. You can
new
see
episodes up. You'll love it.
You can see it.
You get your money back. Money back guarantee.
You can go over to Intellectual Frog. I got the thing right up here on the banner. You can check it out on his social media, my social media as well. I have his new video up there as well too. So anyway, have a great week, and we'll see you Thursday.
Y'all come back and see us now. Don't say that.